Hi there, it's Sarah Clayton here at the Goldsmith Centre. My job is to help people to understand how and why the body changes shape because of people's lying positions and the impact that that has on their lives. So I want us to concentrate today on the pelvis. And we're just going to look very, very quickly at the different ways in which the pelvis can distort. So the pelvis can do one of three things. It can tilt, so we can have the pelvis. So if we look from the side, when we talk about a pelvic tilt, we can talk about an anterior tilt, which is where the front of the pelvis comes forward. And we can talk about a posterior tilt, which is where it goes backwards. Okay, so we've got a tilt that can happen. The next thing that we could think about at the pelvis is we can think about what's called an obliquity. And whenever you hear the term obliquity, it just means wonky. It means one side's higher than the other. So we can end up with a pelvis that is oblique. So we have one side higher than the other. And we're always checking where the pelvis is by feeling for these two bony bits. You can feel for your own bony bits at the front there. So an oblique pelvis, so we can go either way. And the final thing that a pelvis can do is it can rotate, so we can have it coming this way. So we can have a twist. So this is where one side of the pelvis, when we feel those bony bits, is forward of the other, okay? Now in lots of the people that we work with, we will find that the pelvis is doing all three things. So we will have people who have a tilt and an obliquity and a rotation. So that becomes very, very complicated with regards to seating, and we need to be thinking very carefully about the position that somebody spends as much time, as possible in lying and what's happening to the pelvis. So a classic example is that if somebody lies on their tummy, then we would be expecting to see an anterior tilt on the pelvis, okay, because the front, the lumbar spine here drops forward and it pulls the pelvis forward. So if we are working with somebody who has an anterior tilt on the pelvis, we need to be thinking about, what are they doing at night time? Is their nighttime position contributing to that? Okay, if there's anything that you'd got any questions on or anything like that, please don't hesitate to get in touch and I will be happy to help.